Hey everybody, I'm Philip,
And I'm Justin.
and together we are pajamas. And it's dummy hot. It's hot. It's hot. Ugh. So that's disclaimer number one. Out of the way. Like we just turned the air off and the fans off, and even with the quietest fan, it's also the weakest fan, it's still just like immediately just like,
Yes, that was quite a sudden change in temperature.
yeah, right? But we are braving the heat and the uncomfortable temperatures to watch episode 1 of The Sandman. It premiered this weekend on Netflix, and I have been looking forward to it. I know of it, but I don't know necessarily what it's about.
And I know nothing about it.
The only thing I know about it is from a photo shoot I did several years back with a friend slash model who modeled as one of the characters. I know it's written by Neil Gaiman, who we just watched an episode of his in Doctor Who. I like him very much. And yeah. Disclaimer number 2, get it out of the way. I apologize for any stammering, stuttering, slurring, or mouth noise. I have a speech impediment that acts up from time to time. I have a glandular issue that acts up all the time. So I'm sorry. I try to remove it best I can in post. But if it bleeds through, I apologize. But I don't apologize for what we're about to watch, I hope.
Well, let's find out.
Yes. So this is going to be an interesting reaction review because we don't have any knowledge of the source material.
Indeed.
Whereas my buddy TJ has read the comics or the graphic novel or whatever, however it's classified, and has read it and has something to compare it to. We have nothing to compare it to. So this is going to be our virgin reaction.
Ew.
To the Sandman. All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Without further ado, let's get into it.
In the waking world, which humanity insists on calling the real world. In dreams and nightmares that I create, and which I must control, lest they consume and destroy you. That is my purpose.
Dreams rarely survive in the waking world. Nightmares, on the other hand, seem to thrive there.
Father likes to be called Mavis. It means sorcerer.
Dr. Hathaway, what an unexpected pleasure. Alex, tea for our guest. Please, sit down.
Cool.
You must be exhausted from your journey.
I understood that Randall was your only son.
Randall was my greatest joy. All this was meant to be his.
Can you really?
Capture the angel of death. Oh, yes. We summon you together!
Get that pouch for me. But be careful. Don't break the binding circle.
For the following morning, there were some sleepers
Unity!
who could not wake up.
Unity!
Oi! Good morning, Magus.
Uh-oh.
No one must be allowed to fall asleep in his presence. No one. Or he will escape into your dreams. And you don't want that.
Will I see you again?
You should hope not.
To return my son, Randall. If you give him back to me, alive and well, I'll release you.
So I remained silent. And 10 years later,
Enjoy
Sheesh.
yourself, of course.
though my presence there remained a secret,
And who are you to speak for the Magus? Who the fuck are you?
He's the Magus' son. You fucking twat. And he can do magic, too.
Can we still come back tomorrow?
If they bring cash?
Oh, you heard him. Cash only. Now piss off. You're more powerful than you know. You can get me in to see the Magus.
seen Nolan Morris?
No?
They're nearly half hour late.
I could watch him until they get here if you wanted to go. I would let you out. If I could.
You would you?
Uh-oh.
What were you doing down there? Nothing. You want to die, Alex, do you? Because if you do, it's relatively simple. Fuck. Did he tell you to say that?
No,
Did he?
Father, he didn't say anything.
Prove it to me. Shoot the fucking bird.
Poor kid.
Ethel.
Oh.
Shall we call the fire brigade?
We are the fire brigade. Come on.
Sneaky. Aww. I was hoping it wasn't him.
A world which would soon be at war again. A world.
I'm going to have a baby. He wants me to get rid of it. I'm calling the doctor right now.
The helmet, the pouch, the ruby, the grimoire.
Hmm.
And 200,000 in cash.
If Randall were alive
If
today...
Randall were alive, he would hate you as much as I do.
Ooh.
Sir.
Kid's good at killing stuff.
Kill us.
I need to think.
I'm so sorry, Alex.
Out of loss, new love was born. As was new life.
My mum used to say that if I was good, if I went to sleep, a man would come, sprinkle sand in my eyes.
Oh my God. Alex.
And if I let you out, will you promise not to harm us?
Should I have forgiven him for murdering my raven? Perhaps. But in the end, I could not.
I could have asked you for wealth, but all I ever wanted was to be free of you. Surely you want that too. Alex.
Wow.
Darling, please.
They're still together. Uh-oh. Nice. Nice. She's from Stephen King.
Old Dracula is not giving an inch.
4 days, and I'll be on a beach.
Oh. Uh-oh.
You.
Don't you have any idea what it was like? Confined in a cage for over a century.
Sheesh.
Do you understand the damage you have done to your world? A gift of eternal sleep.
Alex. Alex, wake up. Please. He's out of his cage.
You're home, my lord.
And
What happened here?
With you gone as long as you were, the realm began to decay.
And the others?
They thought perhaps you'd grown weary of your duties. And
What? Abandon them?
it would not be the first time one of the Endless had just...
Enough.
that was a neat little story.
It's fascinating. I thought that it was good. Did you?
Mm-hmm. It's a lot to take in. So what did you find fascinating by it?
Oh, about how sleep works in this world. And that there's an endless of so many things.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, who are the others? And is there anything that any of them can do for him?
Well, Corinthian said that the Reaper has family. And it was the Endless. Desire, destiny, despair, dreams. I'm assuming death is the...
Patriarch?
Matriarch?
Or matriarch?
Yeah, like the king or queen. Overseer of everything.
And if one is gone, who was that one that's...
Corinthian?
No, I mean that it's not the first time that the Endless had gone away, and I'm wondering which one was that?
I thought it was Corinthian. Or was he one of Sandman's subjects that went rogue? I forget how they... It's a lot to take in. So naturally, we're going to have questions that you might know the answer to out there, because you have read the source material. This is completely new for us, so we're trying to piece it together. A lot happened in this. Like, a lot more happened in this than I expected. I expected it to just be
an introduction?
Not just that, though, but just like, we wouldn't go through generations. We would stick with Tywin Lannister, and maybe end at his death, and then that's the end of episode 1. I didn't expect to have episode 1 be like Sandman is going after Corinthian, then is captured because he happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, I guess.
Yes. That's what happens when you have amateurs do magic.
Yeah, and then is in prison for over a century. Through multiple generations, and then escapes and goes back home. I wasn't expecting that entire arc to happen in episode 1. So is the rest of the season then going to be like him rebuilding his kingdom or whatever it is, his
realm?
He needs to get his like his vestments back. The helm, the ruby, the sand, yeah, the pouch. And one would assume that Ethel hasn't aged because she has it all. And if that much time has passed, then her child would be like an adult now. So, yeah. But if he was trapped over a century, how the hell old was Alex? Alex was like, what? 7? 8? When he was captured? So is he like 107? 110?
Maybe.
I don't know. I like that him and Paul were still together after all those years. That was sweet. Like it very much like, hopping on a lily pad. It was just like this end. Like we really didn't linger on anything too long. Like the budding romance. It was mentioned, move on. Ethel, she was there for a little bit, moved on. Guards, there for a little bit, move on. All these different elements were just like, we never really... Like, I feel like you could have made like an entire season, or at least half a season, just out of this episode alone.
It's possible. Maybe the source material is larger.
Oh, probably is. It's very, very popular.
More detailed.
Mm-hmm. I would assume so, yeah. All I know is it's very much a cult, like a cult favorite. Being of a certain age, I remember it becoming very underground when I first heard about it, and then it kind of just grew as being a nerd and a geek and all those things became cool and part of popular culture, which is still wild to me to this day to think about because I'm old, and I remember when being those things was like a big no-no. I remember being young and there'd be like gaming shops, but they would be like really seedy and small, like most uber nerd places. But they would advertise like D&D, like come play D&D, and I always wanted to go. But I was always like so afraid of the stigma because I was already like an outcast in so many ways. I was like, why add to the pile? Not thinking, not realizing, now looking back, I could have found like a group of people that,
Yes.
but you know.
Which is why I thought to myself when you asked that question, why not?
It was a different time. It was a different time. There was a lot of reasons why not. A lot of reasons why not.
Oh, well, I mean is, why not simply add to the pile? Let it get bigger. Who really cares?
It's easy to say now, but when you're in it, it's almost kind of like, not in a mean way, but just kind of arrogant to say that, because the experience was so traumatic and grave for me growing up that I don't think my poor emotional, mental well-being could have handled anything else. It was already weighing down on me. From home to school to all of it. But to see this grow in popularity was very cool. And to have been able to do a photo shoot with a friend who cosplayed was also pretty cool. Yeah, this is a lot to process. A lot to process. Because I wasn't expecting, I said, so much to be crammed into the one episode.
I wonder what year it actually is now.
Yeah, because they're reading Stephen King. So, and if he was, I mean, are we assuming it's present day because he was captured in 1916? He says he's been there for over a century. That put it at 2016. Mm-hmm. Well, 2017. It was over a century. So
more or less today in the present.
So it has to be to like nowadays, which would make Alex extremely old, and Paul as well. They're very old. Holy crap!
Yes, even for the aristocracy to be that old in those times, that would have required an immense amount of taking care of oneself.
Yes. Makes you wonder how they were able to keep it up since Ethel ran off with all the trinkets and also the fortune. Like $200,000 in 1926. Holy crap!
At least they owned the property, so they didn't have to pay some sort of rent. Oh, they may have had to have paid taxes, or maybe or maybe being of that particular sort of society, they may have been exempted somehow. I'm not sure.
Like I think we could have lingered a little more, like on some stuff. I think we could have handled the, and this isn't me nitpicking. This is just hypothetical nitpick. This is me. I think that we could have really displayed the weight of the years a little more, because we sprinted through this episode.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like chronology goes, and maybe a little more time with Ethel. I mean, we didn't have to do this. Like, obviously, didn't require it. But I just think like this episode went so fast. Like he was, like I said, he was like left his realm, was captured, escaped. 100 years happened in one episode. So it's like, wow.
And well, personally, I would have liked to have had something more established with the Raven.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like it was supposed to be some sort of significant character, but now it's gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, things just happened and then we move on. Like when he killed his father. That should have been like more to it.
Yes.
So I guess overall, if I had to nitpick anything, I feel like we sprinted way too fast through some aspects of the episode in character development. I get these characters were just set to establish the Sandman as an entity. But this episode could have been like 3 or 4 episodes of just building him up as being imprisoned, and then episode 5 he escapes. Make this like a 15 episode season. But maybe this is how it was written in the original, stuff. So we don't know. We're just going by with what we have. So maybe in the first, volume or whatever, this is what happens. But being new eyes to the lore, like this sprinted, like this felt like season 8 Game of Thrones sprinting through the plot.
Yes, basically the Spark Notes version.
Yeah.
Or seeing the summary on the internet.
Yeah. So that would be my one thing that I would point out. But it's obviously on purpose. So maybe it's supposed to be like this. But as I said, I'm just saying that with zero knowledge of the lore or how it's presented or how it is fed to you throughout the story. So, yeah, maybe there's so much that they need to try and condense it and go as fast as possible in 10 episodes. I think there are 10 episodes.
Is it still an ongoing story, or is the story ended?
I think it's done. I think it was just like a story. I'm pretty sure. But if I'm wrong, you will let me know. And don't get shitty with me in the comments about stuff. I'm just like, it's supposed to be like that. Oh, the pacing was fine. Cool. If you're a fan, you thought the pacing was fine. Totally cool. Yeah. Like I said, this is obviously on purpose. So
usually side characters aren't even given a name unless if they are somehow central to the plot.
Yeah. This just moved very, very fast. We sprinted through a lot of plot that I said could have been minimum 3 episodes. You could have had like young Alex, adult Alex, old age Alex. Those are your 3 episodes. Make the first 3 episodes his plot in dealing with himself and the Sandman. You could have explored a lot of things more, how him killing his father impacted him, where they went from there. After it was just like, father's dead, fell in love, is now old. But yeah, I guess that's a question I would ask to anyone watching. If you are familiar with the media of the story, what did you think of this initial adaptation in episode 1? Or the approach, right? What did you think of this approach in episode 1? Is it faithful? Is there stuff that you wish they'd added? Did they leave stuff out? Hopefully I probably won't release this till we're done, so it won't be spoilery. And how do you think the casting of Sandman was? Because this is all we know, is this particular thing. So, but I'm not putting it down. It was very engaging. And like, there was not a moment where you had a moment to like, because they didn't let you, because they didn't let the story breathe. So you don't, as an audience member, you yourself don't have room to breathe mentally. And it was visually very pretty.
Oh, yes.
So
I really loved the interior decorating of that house.
Mm-hmm. For sure, yeah.
Should I go to the notes?
Sure.
Philip's notes.
So we open up, we're in the Sandman's realm.
Yes.
Beautiful. Where people go when they dream. And he says about reality that dreams rarely survive, nightmares seem to thrive. Something like that. Something like that. That was pretty cool. I was like, yeah, because like reality is such a, for a lot of people, but sometimes for us, it's a shitty place.
Very dismal.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you have dreams that you're in Borderlands 3, fighting along your little iron cub. That's fun. That was a fun dream last night. And then we meet the Magus. Yeah. Thank you for saying Magus, by the way. I've seen things where they call it the Magus. That just has always irritated me. It's just like one of those like, yes, but no.
Yeah, I understand.
And he has a grimoire.
Oh, yes. In that time period, it was actually quite popular amongst the aristocracy to be part of secret societies.
Mm-hmm.
So they would have had things like this happening in the shadows of their manor houses.
Guess you got a lot of money. You want to entertain yourself.
Yes, magic circles, people in robes, chanting in an ancient language, and of course, somehow getting a grimoire that at least claims to be an authentic grimoire, and not someone who's simply made it up to make money.
There you go. This was authentic. Then we meet Alex, Magus' son, who looked very familiar to me. So I might have to IMDb him and see if I've seen him in anything else. And I said before in Doctor Who reviews that UK child actors, you guys do a good job. The young actors over there are very good. Very, very good. But I guess I shouldn't expect anything less from the place that brought us, like, stage and, you know. But then the Sandman is going after Corinthian, who went rogue. And just as he's about to disintegrate him, the Magus' spell works and captures a Sandman.
What does Corinthian want exactly? Is it to make the real world like the dream world?
I'm assuming we're going to find out, because at the end there, he was with that other gentleman that he obviously killed and cut his eyes out too. He wanted to make everyone in the world like him. Yeah. So once that reveal happened, I was like, oh, okay. Okay. Because now we have a antagonist, protagonist.
At least that's established.
Yes. And I do hope that Corinthian is a worthy adversary, if he is the main antagonist for the entire season. Because he feels like an underling who is now on the run from Sandman.
Yes. But may have grown in power, or may have learned some sort of strategy, having all that time to contemplate how to deal with his situation.
Yeah. Also makes you wonder how they are linked. Like how he knew that he escaped, and his eye was bleeding. Was that the signal?
Maybe.
Or was that just like happenstance? From whatever Corinthian was doing to that poor gentleman. But now we know what he was doing in the first scene where the Sandman confronted him. We just saw the knife, and
apparently he was gouging somebody's eyes out, which is somehow, for whatever reason, important to him.
Yes. Which I assume we will find out in the future. And since there was no Sandman to regulate dreams, people couldn't wake up that were asleep. Like a million people in 1916 were under what they called sleepy sickness.
As if World War I wasn't enough to bother everybody at that time.
With another one coming pretty damn soon. And then we learn about the Endless. Sorry, y'all. The later in the day it gets, the harder it is for me to talk. And it is, like, pretty late for us right now. But we learn about the Endless. Corinthian arrives at the Magus' house for a massive exposition dump, and then he leaves. I was like, that was your entire purpose, which is just like, tell us everything about the Sandman, and then leave.
Yes, the classic villain thing.
Yeah.
Go on that extremely long speech elaborating on everything, and then going away instead of staying to make sure that what you want done is kept done, and simply goes away and lets things happen.
Right. And so the Magus got dreams, but wanted death. Because he wanted death to bring back his son Randall. And so, yeah. Then we jump 10 years later. It's like, what the hell? Holy crap. But then Alex offers to watch the Sandman. And is like, if I could let you out, I would. And the father's like, you would, huh? You're conspiring against me. And as like penance, he wants Alex to go shoot the bird. And he does. I was like, oh. But as you said, it would have, it was like, because we knew it was important to Sandman. We knew it was. But, like you said, we didn't know. Well, we didn't get
why is it important?
Yeah.
Or how is it important to him?
We just got that it is important.
With even the name being given, which usually is supposed to mean that, a character with a name. This is an important character somehow.
Yeah. 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 And it was like my reaction was just like, oh no. Especially when we found out that it was Alex that did it. It was like, oh, okay, this kind of sucks. And then we find out that It'd been so long that the Sandman had been captured that some people couldn't fall asleep. Some people were in perpetual sleepwalk, and then others couldn't wake up. That's crazy if you think about it. Over a century.
Yes.
Like they're just. I hope that we explore more of the chaos that happened.
Yes, I would have liked. I'm curious to know what impact did this have in this hypothetical timeline.
Yeah, a century of like
a century of sleeping sickness.
Well, a century of like the Lord of Dreams being gone. Like there's so much more plot and lore here that I hope gets explored. If it doesn't, if we go straight into like I need to capture Corinthian, maybe next episode will be like Corinthian's journey to the present, and the next episode will be Ethel's journey to the present, which I would approve of.
That would be a very interesting thing to do.
I would like that, because then we would get some much needed fleshing out of what happened in this last damn century that we went through at breakneck speed in episode 1.
Yeah, something like, and while this was going on, that was going on.
Right. Yeah. Magus and his son Alex have a tussle. Alex pushes him. Magus hits his head against the glass, and then he just dies. And I thought that was very, very, very anticlimactic. I wrote, now Sandman will never get his revenge on the Magus.
Yes. I was hoping, though, that the son would have said that now there's nothing keeping me from letting you free.
Yeah.
And then lets him free.
Yeah.
He could have been a friend to him, but instead, no. He ended up, in the end, being as selfish as his father.
But for different reasons. His father wanted wealth and youth and immortality. I want those things too. And the son just wanted, don't hurt me, don't hurt my partner. Leave us alone. He wanted him to speak so bad. I'm like,
he doesn't owe any of them anything. He simply will get out at any chance that he can get.
Yeah. Well, I even wondered if him speaking to a mortal in the mortal realm would do something to them or damage him. Like his voice might be so powerful. I was theorizing that as well, but
that's actually a good possibility that he was actually doing exactly what he said, not harming him by not speaking.
Maybe. And then we meet Ethel, and then Ethel gets pregnant, and then Ethel runs away. That was Ethel's storyline in this show so far.
Yes. Short, quick, to the point,
Yeah.
which seems to be the storyline of pretty much every character.
Yeah. Well, Alex was young, then he got older, then he was old. The Alex story. The Magus. He existed, and then he didn't. The Magus story. Sandman arrived, got captured, sat in a glass ball, escaped. The Sandman story.
Nice slender body, by the way.
I was waiting for him to say something. An attractive man. Not my type. Not my type. But I can see why people would be privy to whoever that actor is. Watch me know who the actor is. I couldn't tell. Just, that'd be funny.
Maybe it's a new actor.
Maybe. All of a sudden, Alex and Paul are elderly, over 100 years old, unless I'm missing something. Alex is in a wheelchair, and Paul pushes him out and breaks the sigil.
Yes, which was wonderful. He also looked at him, leading me to think, you did that on purpose, did you?
Yep.
Good man.
Yes, exactly. Then we find out it's been over a century. I was like, how the hell old are you? So he gets out, and I liked how he got out. He invaded that guy's dream. And made him like see what wasn't there, and like made him shoot the gun at the prison that he was in. Gets out. He then goes after Alex, who is getting progressively younger and younger and younger. He says, your punishment will be a gift, the gift of eternal sleep. So basically, he's immortal, I guess. If he gets eternal sleep, he can't die, right?
That actually is true. Like in the story of Endymion. When Selene, the goddess of the moon, saw this man and thought that he was so beautiful that she wanted to gaze upon him for eternity, but he's mortal, so that cannot happen. So she has Zeus for a favor.
Uh-oh.
She didn't make the same mistake that her sister Eos, goddess of the dawn, did, of asking for eternal life. Because, well, then, yes, her lover was given eternal life, and then he became older and older and turned into a cricket. Or a grasshopper because he shriveled up so much.
Dang.
Well, Selene, learning from that, she requested that he be in a perpetual sleep with eternal youth.
Well, Alice got one of those things. So he pretty much just got sleepy sickness. was what it came down to. Then we see Corinthian, who's like, oh, he's free now. Oh, gotta go. Sorry. He still has to get his possessions back from Ethel.
Yes.
Then he finally gets back to his realm. Lucien is there. We find out his palace is in ruins. It's in decay because he wasn't there. And his subjects either went looking for him, or they thought that he abandoned them, so they left. And he's like, do they not have more faith in me? And that's when Lucien says, well, it's not the first time that Endless has ... So if Corinthian is an underling, which I'm sure they mentioned it in the beginning, but there was so much to like absorb, right? I'm just like, by the time this comes out, I will have answered it for myself. So, but right now, if he is an underling, who is the other Endless that went rogue? Or who's the other Endless that didn't come back? Because we still have Desire, Destiny, Despair. I don't know what. Yeah, he must be an underling. So I don't know what he would be. He just seems like chaos, just like
maybe.
And they all begin with D's. So, and he's not Death because he would have been. Yeah, so he must be an underling that went rogue. So maybe we'll find out who that is as well. The one that never came back.
A fanatic subject. How about that?
Yep. And that was all for my notes. Everything else are for our patrons over on Patreon. This was a lot, but it was still very, very nice to look at and a very cool story. And I'm interested to see where we go from here in the story.
So am I.
Because we went so fast that, okay. Is this going to be like Attack on Titan, where it started out like, and then it finally hit a point where it stopped and then went more organically through the story? Which I think was like episode 3 or 4 that finally was like, okay, now we're telling the story. We had to rush to get here. I remember saying that about that as well. It's like, this is going so damn fast. But yes, we'll see what happens from here. Is there anything else you'd like to add about this episode?
No.
Okay. Sorry if I look weird. This is really the only way I can talk right now because my issue is acting up that bad. So I know it looks silly, but I'm very uncomfortable. And yeah, my glands are very swollen. So we're going to wrap this one up. As always, I don't have a fancy outro. So I'll simply say thank you for watching and dealing with me being this. And we'll see you in the next one. Until then,
goodbye.